My ex and I dated for 5 years. My family adored her, and it was assumed that we would be getting married soon. About a year ago, she broke up with me out of nowhere, saying that I was not enough of a man for her. Brutal, I know. After months of therapy, I started dating someone new. During my therapy period, my family had already invited her to certain events. They asked me if she could still come, and because I still wanted her back, I said yes. Once I started dating someone new and my ex attended her last invited event, I thought that was the end of it. Today, I found out my family invited my ex to Thanksgiving and Christmas. I thought it was a joke, but no, they love having her around. I issued a stern warning that if she were invited, I would not attend. I reiterated what my therapist told me, explaining that this situation was unhealthy for me and violated my boundaries. My family does not care. They love her. Since she doesn't have much family, they want her included. My current girlfriend is understandably furious too. Every family member, including my mom and grandmother, is telling me I need to treat her as if she were a friend and grow up. I don't know what to do. Any advice? Relevant comments. Op on if his family knew the ex was the one who ended the relationship? They are very aware, but they still think it's my fault. She had been going through a hard time, and I didn't take the initiative to help her with certain things. She needed assistance with some tasks around her apartment. I'm not really a handyman, so I didn't offer. She never asked, but she built up resentment towards me over several months. That, along with other issues like my gifts not being thoughtful enough and her feeling that I didn't prioritize her, ultimately led to the breakup. My family supports her and feels that I needed to step up as a man. I've already asked her to stop, but she doesn't seem interested in turning down the invitations. She doesn't have a good relationship with her family, so it's nice for her to feel included. She thinks I'm being selfish. Op gives examples on why his family thinks he needs to step up and be a man. Her and my family feel I am not enough of a handyman. My family is mostly union and construction workers, while I work in tech. My ex expected me to take the initiative on her apartment issues, but I'm just not that guy. I'm also not very confrontational, so she felt I couldn't keep her safe. I'll give you a specific example that she mentioned during the breakup. Her sink had broken and was leaking pretty badly, enough to fill up a bucket every 10 minutes. Her landlord wasn't going to be available for a few days, so she called me and asked me to come fix it. I'm very bad at handyman stuff. My first instinct was to offer to pay someone to look at it. She said a real man would have at least tried instead of paying someone. It wasn't just handyman stuff, though. We had an incident at a bar where an old drunk guy was flirting with her. I am very non-confrontational, so I offered to go to a different bar or tell the bouncers. She wanted me to confront him and felt I couldn't protect her. Little things like this added up in her mind. Does Op still have feelings for his ex? I no longer have feelings for her. Through my therapy sessions, I learned that we are just not compatible. She wanted me to be someone I am not. She gaslit me into thinking that who I am as a person was wrong and that I needed to fit her ideal version of a man. It just wasn't a healthy relationship, and I should have ended it earlier. The reason I don't want her there is that it is disrespectful to my new girlfriend. I know my family would prefer me to get back with my ex, but that's not what I want. They should respect that we are no longer together and stop inviting her. Update 1 week later. Hey everyone, I appreciate all the advice and kind words I received on my last post. However, I don't have a good update, to be honest. Basically, I sent a mass text message to my entire family explaining exactly how I felt, that my ex should not be at Thanksgiving or Christmas and that it was incredibly disrespectful. I told them they needed to choose between me and her, and that under no circumstances would I compromise on this simple request. I explained that they were choosing my ex-girlfriend over their own son, and it was not okay. I also told my ex in a separate text that she was not welcome and that I didn't care if my family invited her. My cousin messaged me privately to say they agreed with me, which was nice. However, the rest of the family didn't see it that way. Family members responded by telling me how selfish I was and how I knew she had nowhere else to go for Thanksgiving. They said she had become part of the family. I tried to hold my ground by stating how abnormal it was to invite someone's ex to Thanksgiving, but they just doubled down, saying she had become too close to exclude her. My dad specifically told me I needed to stop being so immature and making ultimatums like a child. That message got a lot of iMessage likes in the group chat. My ex told me I was being an effing baby about the whole thing and that this was exactly why she broke up with me. She said I couldn't handle even the possibility of confrontation and that I was just going to run away with my new girlfriend. I explained how abnormal this dynamic was and told her to go back to her family and stop trying to steal mine. She just replied that it wasn't her fault, my family loves her, and then stopped answering. I kept arguing with my family over the weekend, but no one was budging. My mom called me and explained that my ex was like a daughter to her, and my actions were breaking her heart. I asked if she had any sympathy for me, considering my ex broke up with me, saying I wasn't man enough for her. My mom just said my actions were proving her right, and that kind of broke me. These fights were clearly going nowhere, so I decided to put my money where my mouth is. I booked a short trip with my girlfriend and made reservations at a really nice restaurant. I let her know, and initially, she said she would love a nice getaway. However, yesterday she asked me to come over to talk. She told me that this whole situation with my family was making her extremely uncomfortable. She felt like she was in the middle of a battle between me, my family, and my ex. She said I was really sweet, but she couldn't be in a relationship with someone who had this much family drama. I begged and pleaded with her, but she told me she had put a lot of thought into this and asked me to respect her decision. I feel effing pathetic. I can't even set boundaries with my own family. I'm going to take the trip by myself and think some things over. I'm not looking for additional advice, somewhere to spend Thanksgiving, or even words of encouragement. I just want to be left alone. Thanks for all the advice, but clearly, I need to work on myself. I think 2 things are clear. 1, my family doesn't like me very much, and 2, I can be easily pushed around by people.